story tonight. A grape soda bottle closes a cold case in Milwaukee more than a decade old.
Fox 6's Suzanne Spencer spoke exclusively with MPD's cold case team. Suzanne, they say there is still one piece missing here.
Good evening, guys. Yeah, it was nearly 12 years to the exact day that Ashley Hudson was killed that charges came about in connection to her death. Milwaukee police now saying their work is not yet finished. Like any good puzzle, a piece can make all the difference.
And it's kind of like the detectives at the time put together a puzzle.
For these Milwaukee police cold case detectives, a piece was 12 years in the making.
Cases that have not been issued or that are just not quite there just need a couple more pieces.
That piece began in 2007 in an apartment building at 35th and Hadley where Ashley Hudson lived and died. At the time, police said a couple teens hung around the building and one of them fired a shot at Hudson when she confronted them about being there.
There was a lot of items that were taken that day.
A grape soda bottle found upstairs left a big clue.
The fingerprints and DNA on those bottles and cans did come back, one of them being the defendant in this case.
Here's Dewan Ashford at 16 when he was questioned but released.
The DNA wasn't identified until 2012, so that was at least 5 years after the fact. And then with some witness interviews and some identifications through photos, it pushed it over the edge in 2019.
Coupled with new information from informants, they had what they needed for charges against Ashford.
12 years later, 20 years later, or even more, that we can get to some form of justice to these victims' families.
Families that do what they can and never gave up hope, while authorities say there is still someone else who should be held accountable.
I do feel that these charges complete that puzzle. I'd say there is a piece missing.
And authorities say that that piece is another person who they claim was there in 2007. Cold case detectives here at MPD say the DA is considering even more charges against that person who they believe was there, and they're considering whether to file those charges. Ashford, the defendant, has a hearing this upcoming Friday, and the family says they will be watching and listening very closely as to what he'll be saying in court. Reporting live from downtown Milwaukee, Suzanne Spencer, Fox 6 News.
Interesting. All right, Suzanne, thank you for that. A violent